Right, well, hello, welcome back, and what we're doing is we're looking at a level 2 style spreadsheet here, which is based on sales figures. So ultimately this is where we're going to be ending up, something looking like this here. Okay, so, in the question paper, attached test, you'd have your question paper here, ready, okay. And it'll give us instructions what we want to do. Okay, so I've taken this directly out of the question paper. So we've got this in front of us, so we're not just referring constantly back. So first of all, I need to find the data we need. So this comes across in the Word file like so. Okay, so what we've got here is all the details, and what we now need to do is just copy and paste this across. So again, I can do Control A, simplest way of doing that. Right click, click on copy. We'll just take that out of the way for the moment. Then I'll just go to right click, and all the information is put in thus. So what we'll do is, before we go any further, we'll just space this all out. In fact, I'm just going to do slightly different to what Excel recommends. Alright, and I'm just going to put that across there now, so it's all a bit more neat and tidy. So here we go. This is the data that we've got to work with. So we firstly need to work out units sold. Okay, so again, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the paper, but I'm also looking at the questions a bit more generically. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's actually going on. Okay, so 5 regions sold most, but we actually, okay, we're ultimately looking for 5 regions sold the most, but what we need to do is actually get our facts and figures in ready. So let me just put this onto Arial font like so. Okay, I could have used format page if I wanted to. Okay, so to find what I need calculation, I will do equal sum. And what they've got here is, here we go, this won't be in the paper, but this is your format you can follow, so you can play along at home as you're watching this through. If you've got another computer or laptop, you can do this as we're working through. Okay, and again, those of you attending my lessons will actually have the copies of the exam papers we're actually using. So C4 plus B4, so C4 plus B4, or it could be B4 plus C4, doesn't matter. And here we go, we've got our figures here. So what I now need to do is just drag and drop. Okay, and I've got to the bottom here and I've run out of screen. What do? I just carry on with my drag and drop all the way down. I've also noticed I'm in the wrong font, so once I'm here, it's already highlighted. What I can actually do is just go Arial like so and do it already. Okay, now we'll just push that across like so. So what we now need to do is work out percentages. Okay, so let me work this correctly. Firstly, let's move this column into percentages. If I am correct, if I'm wrong, then we'll find out in a moment. Okay, so I want percentage sold. Okay, we're going to call this percentage sold, isn't it? Let me just correct percentage increase. Okay, and just let me push that out. Okay. So we're given a hint here. For each region, a percentage increase in sales is units sold in February minus the units sold in January, with this result divided by the units sold in January. Okay, so we have to sort of do an in-out in bracket sum here. So first of all, I'm going to do my equals. I'm going to do my sum. I'm then minus February minus January. So brackets C4 minus B4. I'm going to close my brackets. Okay, then I'm going to divide it. Now by doing it this way, I'm actually telling Excel how it's going to process the formula. Okay, if I didn't do that bracket and I did this and then I did that, I'm going to get a figure that's quite huge. Obviously it's not a percentage, so the hint is actually there with the result divided by the answer. So again, if you come across this type of formula in the test and suddenly you do that and you're not sure, take a step back and then try and put the initial part, which is this. Yeah, let me just get out of this part one moment. Let me just make sure that's in there. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Think, okay, it might be a case of I got to a bracket first, then I put the rest of the sum outside the bracket. You always try and experiment. If you get to the test, you're not sure, think through what we've looked through these type of things and actually just have a little play if you need to, okay? Because again, you're not going to remember all the formulas, but you just need to think about how some of them could be set up. So what I've done here is I've got that. Now, if I hadn't got the percentage part in, it'd come out like this. It'd come out as a decimal point, okay? So we wouldn't have got what we wanted, okay? So what we're going to do is just go back to that, and I'm just going to put this column back to its percentages, like so. So that puts our percentage in. So again, if something like that happens, take that little step back in your mind, okay? I'm now just going to highlight this all the way down like so, and I'm going to put my font as I want it like so, okay? So we've got everything there. So what we'll also do is, whilst we're here, let's just do a little bit of tidying up, okay? So let me just do a bit of bolding up, which looks good. Do a bit of bolding up there. Let's put, that actually hasn't gone bold. Let me just widen that out, and then let me just do the borders around like so. Okay, so next, what we need to do is produce a list showing with percentage increase sales from January to February is less than 2%. Okay, so we also need to do a chart that shows the 5 regions sold the most in 2010. Okay, so let's start with that part, the ones sold the most. So I'm going to highlight this part, filter sort largest to smallest, remembering to always expand your selection, because if you don't, it will only do that column and that will skew your data, so we're always expanding selection. So here we go. So as you can see there, what I've done, and let me just highlight that again, is check, yep, smallest to largest, largest to smallest, sorry, there we go, and it's changed it for us. So we now have our top 5. Now bear in mind, what you might find is, as you're doing these types of tests, some of the information that you're doing in one task will revolve into another task, which we'll see a bit later in another video. So all I now need to do is percentage increase, so it has the most sales so far. Okay, so these are the regions with the most sales. So it's the top 5, so we've got Outer London, Inner London, Surrey, Essex, West Yorkshire, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. Insert, recommended charts. Okay, it's come up with the error message. That's because I accidentally hit on this box outside, which throws everything out. So let's try again. Let me re-highlight my information, go to my recommended charts, and here we go. Okay, this is the chart I'm going to want. So I just put it in like so, and okay, I'm just going to put top 5 sales regions. Okay, it's thus. Now, we've been asked to also less than 2% sales. Now, we need to do this without doing an if statement, so we'll try and make our lives a little more straightforward. So all we need to do is go to that column, and we're going to just put a filter on it. Okay, it puts a filter on everything. But what we can do is then we notice we've got all this. So then all I need to do is just click on the areas that have less than 2%, and it brings my filter in like so. Now we're being asked to copy and paste this, okay, have this list ready. So I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to go back to select all, so everything comes back up, and then I'm just literally going to paste this. Size it all up, okay, I might have just to remove my question sheet there. So what we now have is the information we want here. Okay, now again, as I said, this is going to come up in a question later on, so that's that done. So again, all I did was take out the information I wanted here, and then I just copy and pasted that into the spreadsheet part here. Okay, so just be advised, that's a nice easy way of getting around that issue if you have to do it. All right, so that's that question done. Then the other part we might have is to demonstrate how you actually would save this with a password. Okay, so we might have to insert a screenshot into this. So all I'm just going to do is open my screenshot facility. Bear in mind, depending on the version of Windows you're tugging, you'll be snip and sketch, or you'll go down to your Windows accessories down here, and you will use a snipping tool. There is a video up on that on the YouTube channel in the ICT Bite Size that explains how to do screenshots. Okay, so I'm going to use my snip and sketch. Got that ready, and I'm going to set how I was set up for the password. I'll just go for info, protect workbook, encrypt with password, show how I'd enter a password in, do my snip and sketch. So I've got info and across like so, picture. I can then cancel out of that in my spreadsheet, go back, and then what I can do is just paste that in and then just size it up accordingly. Okay, also your sizing will be a little bit different. So that's again how you can just quickly pop a picture into a Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's an example of how a spreadsheet can be done for you. Okay, showing all the figures we need to here. Thank you very much for your kind attention.